choices that we make as far as drug abuse and self-awareness and responsibility. You know, growing up, we had, the DARE programs. I don't know if they still do in school, DARE to keep kids off drugs. The parents, taught, we're supposed to be teaching the kids, about drugs and things like that. But back then, they weren't really as fatal as they are today. And when we look at it, we we see all these videos. We have the internet now, and we see all these videos of people with their children on the videos, blaming the drug dealer and things like that, which I can say that I understand totally, because when my friend OD'd, I was mad at the drug dealer. I was ready to go, work, undercover as a narcotics agent, you know what I mean, or a snitch or something, to catch whoever had sold him those drugs that took his life. So I totally understand. However, I was his personal bodyguard and his best friend, and every time that we would go cop, we would get back in the car after I waited for him outside, and we would use and to see how good it was and things like that. And we knew the consequences. We knew the risk. We held full responsibility. We talked about it every time we were in the vehicle. And we as a community need to take responsibility for our own actions. We know that there are drugs out there that can kill you with just a pinch. And there's a new drug coming that's even supposed to be worse than fentanyl, coming from the Northeast. Hey. So we need to take full responsibility for our own actions and be like, this is the drug that's going to take my life. I'm not touching it. We need to be aware. It's just it. We can't blame the next person for what someone else done. It's not fair. I can't blame someone unless my vehicle was faulty when I got it for the wreck I got in 2 weeks later. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. So take responsibility for your own actions, for your children's actions. Talk to your neighbors, your son, your daughter, your nephews, your nieces, your brother, your sister, whoever you need to talk to. Make them understand that anything that they buy from the street is a possibility that it's going to take their life. Hell, when you go in and have plastic surgery, there's a chance that you may die just from the sleeping medication that they give you. It's happened to a celebrity, if you remember. So, guys, we need to take responsibility. Then we need to form an alliance and demand that these pharmaceutical companies stop selling this crap, because it's being abused. And although they don't take any responsibility for what happens outside of their pharmaceutical company or the doctor's offices, it's still happening. If they have to make it a time release or something like that, or if they have to water the dosage or whatever the case may be to make it to where it's non-lethal, then that's what they have to do. But we need to write letters to our Senate, to our congressmen, to the government, to the president, to whoever, the United Nations if we have to. We have to take a stand on this. And it has to start somewhere. And it starts with us. It starts with us. We're the only ones that can take care of this. We're the only ones that can take responsibility and say, no, enough is enough. It's enough. I've been clean 11 years and certified as a peer recovery coach in 2 different areas. And, you know, when people start going to the emergency rooms, if they make it to the emergency rooms, which with fentanyl, you probably won't. And this new drug that they come out with, it's Narcan resistant, which means Narcan has no effect on it whatsoever. So what are we going to do then? All they're going to do is what? Make the antidote and tell you that it's okay to do it because, hey, I've got Narcan for you. No, we need to distinguish it. We need to extinguish it. We need to put the fire out at the base, at the source. And that's coming from the pharmaceutical companies. The drug dealers, hell, they're just low level. They're just low level. You think that the government actually wants this to stop? No. There's too much money in it. We need to get it stopped. And if it's coming from the borders or wherever it's coming from, you don't think that the United States has an answer for that? We have a military. We have a National Guard. We have the biggest gang in the world, in the United States. The police. Border Patrol. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. I'm tired of seeing people on here all the time overdosing and then blaming it on the next person. No, it's the person's fault that had it in their system. Unless you were injected unwillingly, it's that person's fault. And if it's a juvenile, it then becomes the parent's fault. Because the parent needs to take more action and more responsibility in that child. If the child won't listen, there's steps you can take. There's always steps you can take. But please, let's get this shit out of here. Anyway, that's my message for today. Leave me your comment. Leave me a like. Leave me a dislike if you don't like what I said. Anyway, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say. This is Breaking Free, LLC. Traveling Peer Recovery Coach. Shelly Wofford on Facebook. We love you guys. God bless. And have a great day.